Hi guys, it's me Karen, and I've come to do part 2, got my book a little dirty, of Seasons by Hanna Karlzon. And we are doing the Autumn Winds page here. And I've got all my pencils in here. So we're gonna, I did finish the berries minus that little tiny berry there, because I knew I was gonna miss something in the page. I always do. So I'm going to color that little dude in, and then we're going to do all the leaves and the flowers down here. Now these are either sunflowers that are falling apart because it's, you know, fall and everybody, you know, knows the flowers start to wilt and everything changes colors. But I'm going to do them kind of like a Black-Eyed Susan, kind of get some yellowish colors down here from this area. Probably use the same colors up there, and then darken these in brown, kind of bringing some of those colors down into this end of the book. These leaves are going to kind of be kind of a reddish dark green, and I'm going to add some green up here, so we'll have some green in areas. So that's kind of how I work. The little outline here with the little leaves here are going to be brown, so brownish, I'm going to say. I'll use some brown colors, but we'll add red in it and also. So what we're going to do is get the camera down, and then we will get working. Okay, first off, we're going to do that little berry. I've got those pencils right here. I'll move these over to the side a little bit. So we'll go in with the purple hue, and then the blue, and then it's not very big, so maybe we'll just do this one in purple. What I did on some of these, if you notice some of these are a little lighter than other ones, is I just would put just plain purple in some or plain blue and then mix it with the cloud pencil here just to give it a little different tone. And then I tried to mix, or tried to, yeah, well, mix is what I'm saying, mix up the way I did it. So some of them have the dark blue here, and then some of them would have it on this side. So their light areas would kind of reflect a little differently, so they wouldn't look as crowded as this one, more airy and fluffy. So you might want to keep that in mind when you're doing yours. Okay, so we'll need the blues later. I'm going to do kind of a variegated look inside the bottle. All right, so we're going to go ahead, since we're down here with our little flower, going to get the browns out that I had before, which is the dark brown. And we're going to probably put a little black grape in there, a little sepia, a little light umber, my brown tones for the inside of the flower. And then the coming down part will have all the kind of oranges in it. So I have, I'll look at the ochre one too. Canary Yellow, Yellow Ochre, Sunburst Yellow, and Mineral Orange. So we are going to see how close I can get this to look like a flower. I giggle because I don't know. We're going to start with the dark brown, and I'm just going to kind of go around in here and lay down some dark tone. I'm not going to go over every single one of these little seed centers. I'm just going to kind of mush them together. So going with the sepia, which is a little darker, kind of making a C shape here, because the center of the flower should be a little lighter than the outlying areas. Okay, then we'll bring in the burnt or light umber and do the center. Bring it down into the other areas also. And then we will take in some of the black grape. I just want to add a little different tone in there. Do really dark browns or blacks. A little purple or a little blue can help you out with a little more dimension in the coloring. Okay, we're going to put just a hint of yellow ochre up here also. Okay, go back in with the dark brown. And then we'll use the Caran d'Ache blending stick here. Mine is like, you know, broken into pieces. And I'm just going to rub that all together. I think that looks good enough. Okay, we're going to put those down and grab up the yellows and oranges. So we're going to start with the Canary Yellow and lay that down first, just kind of in the center of all of these. Okay, then we're going to bring in the yellow ochre. And pull that in there. Sorry, my nose is a little sniffly. We had a nice rainstorm last night. I know it gets to be pretty rainy here, but I was watching the rain pour down the street. I live on the top of a hill, so we sometimes get the kind of like a waterfall effect, a little river going down the road. And since it's fall, all the leaves on our deciduous trees are falling down, and our neighbor has a big maple tree. So the big leaves have fallen down on the sidewalk and the street. So we get to watch the maple leaves going down the river. Look kind of funny. All right, we're going to go in with the Sunburst Yellow. Is it Sunburst? Yeah, Sunburst Yellow. Just kind of go over everything there. So the water comes down pretty hard, and the storm drains get too overwhelmed. So it kind of looks like the rapids of the river. I find it amusing. It's fun to watch. I sleep a lot better when it rains for some reason. I missed a black spot right there. So I'll have to go in with a pen before I forget. And get that colored, and I thought I saw one over here too. Okay. Now we're going to bring in the mineral orange, and up here at the top we're going to bring down, I'm going to bring it up into the other color up here too. Just do it lightly. Bring it down into the flower. and go back in with the yellow ochre. Blend that in. Firm pressure on it, just pulling that color around. And then we're going to go in with the Canary Yellow. Just lightly go over where it's all white. Want some of that white still showing. It's our highlight. And if you want, you can go in where the white areas are with a white pencil and just blend those all in together. Okay. I think those look pretty good. We're gonna try to do these little flowers here, or leaves here, sorry. They're some kind of berry leaf. And considering we have a lot of red in here, we're gonna just take in some moss green, green ochre, yellow ochre, and the mineral orange, which is almost the same color as what's out here. And we're just going to add some green in on kind of what we have here going. And then we're going to mimic whatever that is down here. So we'll start with a little of this here around the edges. And then I'll bring in the green ochre just on one side, bring in the moss green on the other, and that's not too awful. Go back over it with the mineral orange. Maybe the next one we'll add a little yellow into. You know, the Mother Nature thing. No leaves the same. We'll add a little green into that one. On the other side, we'll add a bit more of the mineral orange. And we'll throw in some of the yellow. Tiny bit of the green, which looks more brown. This is a green ochre. So we're just going to be playing with them like that. However you feel. Just make sure there's a tiny bit of green in them because we want a little bit of green down here. And we want to carry the yellow around too, so just kind of mix them going down. Mix which side you want them on. Try not to get them all to look the same. And mix the greens between the moss green and the green ochre. You'll get a different effect on each leaf. And I think that looks pretty good. Kind of liking that. So basically, that's it on the leaves. they're small enough so they can stand to different tiny bits of color in them. If you want to leave one color out, you definitely can. Just use your imagination on them. This one we'll just do, because it's so small, we'll just do the green and the yellow. Might blend in a little too much there, but it'll look fine coming down here, so we'll do a couple on this side. Add some orange in, a couple of these. Bring in some of the yellow ochre. A little bit here too. We'll just do that one all in yellow ochre. Then we'll bring in moss green here. And on this one. And we'll bring in the green ochre on this one. And we'll put some green ochre down here. Maybe a little on this one just for shadow. We'll throw some in this one. Yellow ochre. And the mineral orange. And we'll do these last little bits here. We'll put some of the yellow ochre on these. No, we'll put some on this one too, since it's the last one. Throw in a little bit of the moss green up here, and on this one down here. And then we'll put in some green ochre on this one here. And then bring in the orange, mineral orange. And just add it in. Doesn't matter what color you make the stem. Go back in with a little bit of the green ochre too, and bring it down to a brown color. I think those are kind of cute. If you want, you can go in with black and exaggerate the black lines and add some extra in here, which I will probably do because I enjoy doing it. I know they're small, but they could use a little detail in them. You can add a little black down here too if you want to just darken the leaves up a little bit towards the base of the plant. Okay, I'm going to add a little black in here too. Just down at the bottom of these. And if you want to redo the lines here, you can. Add a few extra. Whatever you want to do. Alright, so all the leaves will be done like that going up. The only other leaves we have are these ones down here and the ones up here. So I think I'll do this one here. This is the green ochre. And come up on one side. Go in with the moss green. And then bring in the yellow ochre here. Go back in with the green ochre and darken it up a little bit. Bring in the black. Go over the lines again. Add in some veins if you want. And darken it down here by the berry. That brings out the highlight of the berry and also shows that this is going to be in the shadow down here. Now I want this a little darker here, so I'm going to bring in the chestnut and I'll just use that to darken underneath this leaf and in this area here. It's a real good match to the dark color I put down here. So I'll be going in and doing that around all the berries. And some of these leaves just in this area over here. Possibly down in here just to give these a highlight too. Just darken it up a little. Okay. I'm going to take a little bit of the Tuscan Red here, and I'm going to add it into these, just kind of in right above or right below the center. Just thought it needed to be a little darker right there. So just in lightly with them little stripage coming down there a little bit. Just thought that added a little bit to it so it didn't look so bright yellow up there or bright orange. Just kind of added a nice bit of color to it. And you can add some of that into the flower bud, what do you call the center part of the flower. And you can also add it down in here also if you want to add a little red down in here and color it in. You can go up all the sides if you want to, just to add a little bit, but you don't want to get it too close to other reds that you have in here. We also want to give the bottle something to sit on. So I'm going to draw a line in here, kind of not at the bottom, but up a little higher. Just kind of draw it out on both sides here. And then we're just going to darken this area. So we don't look like we're floating around in space. And just kind of give it a little tiny definition there. Okay, and that's all you need is to make it look like it's sitting someplace instead of up on nowhere. You can blend this in a little bit better. I will take my time with that a little later, but I just wanted to show you that's what we're going to do there. You can get really dark underneath the bottle where the shadow would hit. You can either take your Caran d'Ache or any blending stick you have and blend that in. Which is kind of the easiest because we are working on top of Neocolors. This is doing two things. It is blending your pencil that you put down. It's also putting a wax coating on there to make it smoother. And if you wanted to, say, bring in some distress ink and you don't want your lines messed up, you could do that with this. Or if you want to bring in some more of the Neocolors in, say, the orange or something, it will go over that. So if I wanted to blend that in just a little bit better, I can just put it in there. Bring it down. Get it just a little bit more color there. Either way. But I wanted to get a table there. So off camera, I'm going to do the rest of these leaves and the rest of the little leaves just like this one here. The drooping flowers, I'm going to do the same way as I did these. So you'll put the, do we have the drooping flower? Here we go. The canary yellow on some of these pieces and then go in with the other colors until you get it the way you want it. And I think I've probably used every color I have that is yellow or orange on my desk to color these. Mineral orange here. This one is the yellow ochre. And then we'll bring in some of the Tuscan Red here. Okay. Oops, sorry. Didn't mean to hit the camera. Just going to blend those in a little bit. Going to add some brown into that, if I could find some brown here. So we have light umber. And you'll notice what that wax did to the black. You can see a shine on it. You can use an eraser on that if you want. You can bring in the black, go over the lines again, add in some of your own if you want. And if I got it too dark, You can come in with some white and lighten up some areas. Probably shouldn't have put the dark color down on the bottom, but anyway, so those, there's another one here and one up here. We'll get those done off camera. So we're gonna go work on, see if we can get there. The oak leaf up here. Okay, we want to kind of bring up some green, so we're going to go in here with some moss green. Just kind of color the one side here or down in the valleys of the veins, bringing it up. Bringing it out lightly to the edges. Because they're acorn leaves. Okay, then we're going to bring in the green ochre. Darken it up just a little bit more. I'm going to bring in the yellow ochre. I'm going to bring it all the way out. Then we'll bring in some mineral orange here. Just touch some of the edges. Not all of them, just a couple. Bring back in the yellow ochre and blend those in better. I'm going to take that onto the veinage and bring it down into that area. Just go over everything with the yellow ochre. Make sure everything gets blended and burnished together. Go back in with the green ochre and just darken up some areas. Okay, a little white up here. Just to lighten a few spots. If you want to bring in red, you can bring in red. I didn't want to matching these too much, but you can add a tiny bit of red up here. Maybe a little down here. I'm just trying to make it a fall leaf. A little brighter orange there. We'll bring in some moss green again and just kind of darken this area up a little bit. Okay, so those will all be done like that. You'll put in black veinage on these too. You can bring some of that in. And then there'll be dots put in there also from the little specks. So those will be done that way. Flowers, leaves, and I will get those done off camera. The little framework here, we're just going to do in different colors of brown and bring it right into all the leaf veins that are coming up. So dark brown, light umber, and sepia, and probably a little bit of the yellow ochre just to brighten up some spots. So I'll add some of those in there real quick. Just put them here and there. Okay, then we'll go in with the, I don't know if you can see the whole top here. I'm gonna move it back over. We have some down here. This is the light umber. So we're gonna go and put some of that around. Go in with the dark brown, and wherever you want to darken it up, say underneath a leaf, bring it up into a leaf. Okay, then go back in again with the other colors. So if you want to lighten something up, just go back in with the yellow ochre. And you just play with it until you like the color you got. So all the colors, browns, the sepia you can put underneath to make something really dark. Say like I went over black here, I can just put the sepia there. That kind of looks like I did that on purpose. I've got veins down here too, so we can bring those up. Add those colors in. So you just keep going back and forth until you like the look, and it's going to kind of look a little woodsy. And it's kind of a small little area, so you can't put too many colors in it. Okay, you can take the black in there too, and if you want to darken any little areas, you can go ahead and do that. You can put in little lines in here too to make it look more woodsy. Just kind of pulling down the leaves to give it a little more dimension there. Okay, so when I come back, we'll get the bottle going. See you in a bit. Okay, we are ready to do the bottle. Did all the leaves, did all the veining, blah, 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 blah. I did add a little tiny bit of red just around the edge up here. And then blended it in with orange, trying to leave those greener than these. I added a little bit more red down here on the tips of these flowers. And blended it up with orange just to kind of give them the same color as everything else. Now, I got to get this bottle back in the center here, which is what we're going to work on. We're going to do the mushrooms. The mushrooms are going to go starting with a little Tuscan Red on them. I'm going to try to avoid the little dots, only for the fact that my electric razor still needs a battery. I haven't been to the store yet. So we're just going to avoid them so I don't have to erase them out. And so we're just putting it on one side. I'm going to have the reflection coming from this side. Just my rule of thumb. It's just easier for me to always remember, put dark on the left side and light on the right side. There is no light source to speak of on this page. If there's a moon or a sun or a candle, there would be, but there isn't, so I'm not going to worry about it. Okay, so we've got our red that we're pulling in from everywhere. We're going to add a little bit of the mineral orange into that. Boom. And then we're going to add a little, because I want them bright on this side, Canary Yellow. And just blend that into everything. Boom. Okay, we're going to bring a little bit of a, let's see, probably the mineral orange down a little bit on the stem. Not all the way, just attaching it to the mushroom. Okay. Now for the inside of the bottle, we'll get my blues and purples out. Gonna kind of do it the same way we did the berries. So we're gonna go in with the purple first. And kind of bring it up halfway, very light, into a C shape here. I'm going to avoid the tag. The tag is all going to be colored different. It's either going to be black or have stickles on it, or we'll figure that out. In case you're wondering, I don't plan out these pages. I just start working on them. I seem to do better when I don't have a plan. Okay. So we want to make it dark down here. We're going to put that, since we have a glass jar, in our little spaces there. And let's just darken this up a little bit more. All right. Then I'm going to bring in the blue. I'm going to go over the purple. And then very lightly bring it up. And then we're bringing in the cloud blue, going up in this area first, and then bringing it down into the blue. Putting a lot of pressure on this. We're going to bring it down into the purple. Do the same thing on the other side. This is very heavy pressure, like I said, and we're going to just blend it down. All the way into the purple. Okay, it didn't get blended terribly good up here, so we're going to have to work on that a little bit. Put a little, that's purple. Is that purple or is that blue? That's purple. I want the blue. Back in with the cloud blue. And we have to get it up here. And we'll throw a little white in there. I wanted it lighter here. I may have to erase a little of that color in there. See if we can't. I have green on the eraser, so I want to get that off first. Nothing like coloring something and putting your eraser down and getting a whole different color in there. So I want it a little whiter in here, so we're just gonna take out some of that blue. Go in with the white. And blend it in a little bit better. That's a bit better. All right. Now, the jar top. I can either do the jar a totally different color, or I could just keep it going with the blues. And I think I kind of want to make it another color. Blue is the liquid that's inside, so we will do it in greens. So why not? Okay, I gotta find my other pouch here with another color in it. I need my putty beige out. Okay, so we're gonna do it with the green moss, green ochre, and putty beige and kind of make it a green glass jar. I don't know what to call it. So this is the green ochre. I'm going to go around the edge here. Hope the whole jar is in focus again. Okay, everything's going in halfway here. And darker on the edge, some more pressure, and then lighter coming in. This will go in about 1/4 of a way, and very lightly do the rest. Up on the top, I'll go down this side a little bit too. A little bit more on that side. Okay, we'll bring in the moss green. And going over the other color. Okay, then we'll bring in the putty, and I really have to sharpen that one, sorry. Okay, this is the putty beige. Just gonna go in, blend everything together, and use it as our highlight. Get that burnished up really good. Okay, and then we'll go back in with the green ochre. And darken up anything you want to darken up. Okay, I'm just going to bring a little of this green ochre down the mushroom stems. I'm not going to touch the bottle though. Got a mess there. And the eraser now has got blue all over it, so I have to get that off. And I'm going to get that spot off. There's a spot down here too. And then we'll just bring in yellow ochre and color those in a little bit. You want it brighter down here, closer in, just use your pencils and do that. And don't get too close to the bottle or you'll get green like I just did. Okay, let's see. The autumn winds I want colored into, so we're going to use the green in here. That is the green ochre. And then we'll bring in the moss green. And the putty beige. Of course, you'll notice that the words are now a little hard to see, so we'll go in with our nice sharp black and go over the letters. You can do this with your markers if you want. Okay, now I'm going to color this in black. I'm going to do the little top here black, but I'm going to do these in green, so I might as well get those done before I do the black. Black pencil. You have to put down heavy pressure to get it to be solid black. We'll do this in black. We're going to go over both lines and the scallops, so make a nice little label. Anyway, you get the gist of that, so I'll get that done. I'll re-go over these letters a little bit better. And then I'm going to add in some stickles. The stickles will be done in gold, I think. So it's just gold stickles, which is a glitter glue, and I'm going to be putting it down in these areas. Probably some dots down here, some dots around in here. Anywhere that's black, I might want to accentuate the black parts. I will put it on all these little dots that are in the drawing. There's a bunch of them, and I might even add some out here, but I'm also going to put some white splatter on this, which is just white acrylic paint used with a brush and tapping the brush on, and it splatters white paint. And obviously I don't like doing that with the camera as close to here as it is, because it gets all over my desk. So I will come back and the picture will be finished. All the black will be done on this side of here, and all the gold will be stickled on, and the little white dots down. So this is the end of the video. And at the end, you will see the finished picture. Thanks, guys, for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you like these kind of videos, give me a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't. And if you have, thank you very much. I really appreciate all your support. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye now. Take care.